What is up, guys? Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, I want to talk about the Leonardo event that everybody is expecting. Everybody's looking forward to. We finally got some form of a official statement, but at the same time, unofficial. So it's basically to kind of like make you aware and maybe kind of like to prepare you just in case to do not get disappointed or to get excited, depending on whatever they are planning to do. Now, we have some comments from the persons that are running their social media. We have the community manager that kind of like came out to say that, you know what, guys, we're not going to confirm the events. We're still not confirming them, but the dates and stuff like that is wrong. So far, that's the only thing that they kind of like confirm, that the dates are wrong, and they don't want people to get disappointed because they are expecting to see the Leonardo event on the 7th of October, which is getting pretty damn close, right? And we're going to discuss about all of that. And we're going to talk a bit about kind of like what we can expect in case if they are doing that type of an event, right? I know we've seen on the leaked thing events for 3 characters. So the only character that's kind of like not part of any of the events, if I'm not mistaken, was Shredder. But we've seen something for April. We've seen something on that leaked thing that they've dropped on their app stores for Raphael. And we've seen something for Leonardo. Now, Leonardo, in my opinion, is without a doubt the best champion out of the whole lot. And I'm very surprised. I would be pleasantly surprised if they are actually doing some form of a guaranteed event for him, because judging by the past collaborations that they've had, they never gave the main champion, the most powerful champion, as a guaranteed. Okay, and I'm very curious to see if this time around they're trying to maybe do some different form of a strategy and just keep Shredder off the guaranteed menu. Basically, I've showed you this image quite a few times. Probably a lot of people actually showed you this image too, because this has been going around for quite a while now. But apparently, all of these dates are wrong, okay? Or more or less, all of them are wrong. Now, they haven't came out to say, no, we are not going to do any of these events. But at the same time, they did not say, we're going to do these events as you see them right here. So kind of like to prepare you for disappointment in case if that happens. Hopefully it won't. Now, the next thing that kind of like tells me that, yes, it will be a thing happening right here. Big shout out to Final Kempashi for posting this, and Psycho right here who actually asked the question. Can you please outline what the Leonardo event is going to be so players can decide whether to commit to the fusion or skip it to save for him? Of course, they don't want you to be prepared for a Leonardo event. They want people to open their wallets as much as possible. So that's another thing that kind of like tells us, well, we're not going to confirm it because we don't want it to be fully loaded with resources, okay? And this is on their Twitter. Their official page replied, the rumors you might have heard about particular events to get particular TM NT champions are only partially true. Partially true. While we do plan those events, the leaked dates are subject to change. We'll announce the correct dates later, closer to the beginning of those events. And that's something that the community manager said as well. I do understand that they do not want to commit to a specific date because things can always shift. Maybe they're changing their plans related to some of the events. Hopefully they will not cancel any of the events because that would be quite a bit of a bummer. But their page actually confirmed this a couple of days ago on the 22nd of September. Partially true. So partially true, saying that the dates are incorrect means that everything else that you're seeing right here is correct, right? More or less. So I think we can still expect to have Hero Pet for Leonardo and his soul. We can still expect to have a Deck of Fate for Raphael. And we can still expect to have a Titan event for April. Now, if they are canceling any of these, it better be the Deck of Fate or the Titan event. Keep that freaking Hero Pet. Or if they're shifting the rewards for the events and maybe they're going to put, I don't know, Leo in the Titan event or in the Deck of Fate. That doesn't matter, okay? As long as it's happening. So that's basically what I wanted to talk with you guys. I know a lot of people are really milking this Leonardo situation, so let me jump on the train too. But the whole idea is that they finally said something today, okay? We have been trying to constantly ask them and ask them and ask them, and they said something today. Look, guys, we cannot confirm the dates. We cannot confirm the events. The dates are wrong. Don't get excited because it won't happen anything on the 7th. Now, maybe they're going to do the Raphael event around that period of time because that's kind of like the first one that was linked right here. So we have the Michelangelo Chase, which was first listed on the list. Then we have the Donatello Fragment event, second listed. And then we have the third, which is, of course, the Leonardo event, actually. So that should be the third event if they're not changing their schedule. But either way, what can we expect, right? A hero pet usually has a couple of different requirements in terms of earning points. Sometimes is summoning shards and champion training. Sometimes is summoning shards, get artifacts. And I would personally expect the hardest ones, okay? Because they're not going to do the champion training probably because that's the easiest out of all of them. And I'm not saying that I love doing it or, oh my god, I prefer doing that over summoning. It's just that people might have more resources available. You might have chickens. You might have a bunch of different things that will enable you to make a lot of 6 stars quick, farm a lot of chickens, and complete the event or get close to completing the event in that way. If they're putting the artifacts and all that stuff, farming dungeons usually to kind of like complete a part of the event, half of the event or whatever, it takes 20, 30, 40,000 energy. And that is something that most of us won't have prepared, right? And I think they will probably lean towards the more difficult requirements. Then, usually for a hero pet, to try and get a soul and a champion is something like the equivalent of around 40 sacred shards. You've heard that right. Around 40 sacred shards, which is pretty damn crazy. They might do soul stones. They might not, but we're going to get to that in a second. Another thing that I kind of like want to mention is that 2x primals did not happen for quite a while. And I'm expecting most likely for this to happen in the next couple of weeks. And if that happens, a lot of people will drop their primal shards during the 2x, which makes sense, right? To try and get a mythical champion or something like that, rather than save them for a Leonardo event. So I feel like they will drop as many events as possible to try and convince more people to deplete their resources. It's hard to kind of like give you an advice with the primal shards. They're so freaking hard to get. The chances to summon mythical champions are absolutely horrendous. And I think it's a bit wrong to say don't open your primal shards during a 2x just in case if they're doing something like that. Now, I would not open my primal shards if I know for a fact that I've opened around 180 to 200 without a mythical champion, because it doesn't really make much of a difference when you have the 2x if you're already close to the Mercy. That's when I would probably save some of my primals, because I know I have 20 saved. I'm getting close to hit the guaranteed mythical champion anyway, so it doesn't matter if I'm doing 2x or not, as long as I can get points for a hero event or whatever the heck they might be doing instead of that. Talking about soul stones is definitely pretty damn important to start and saving them as much as possible. I'm not super loaded either. I only have 4 big ones, 2 medium ones, 70 small ones. Usually, you're getting around 3,000 to 4,000 points per big stone. For a medium one, you're getting in between 700 to 1,200 usually. Now, they tend to be different from the Deck of Fates in a hero pet in terms of how many points you're getting. If I remember it correctly, in a hero pet, you tend to get less points rather than more points that you would get in a Deck of Fate while summoning soul stones. But that being said, regardless of them saying yes or no, we know for a fact they do not want people to be prepared, stacked with resources. So it's up to you guys to kind of like make sure that you're skipping other events in order to be able to complete that event. In fact, I'm going to skip this fusion, okay? Even though I should be able to get this fusion done, have resources left. The thing is, if I'm going for a Leonardo, if they're doing the event and his 5-star soul is up for a grab as well, next to him, I would 1,000,000% want to get the soul as well, okay? So that's why I'm literally just stacking and stacking and stacking. They've done hero pets in the past where you had basically 3 requirements to acquire points. I think they've done with soulstones, summons, and a third one, like either gear, either leveling up champions and stuff like that. They could potentially do that again, but considering that it's so much harder to get soulstones and to save them up, I have a feeling that that might be one of the main requirements, either for the Leonardo event, either for Raphael, if they're doing the events as they've planned, right? So either way, you might want to have everything prepared. Without trying to make this video 5 hours long, guys, I just basically wanted to touch down on this, discuss a bit of what we could expect. If you can save energy, save energy. That's going to be really, really helpful as well in case if we have to farm a lot of gear or train a lot of champions. Save chickens. All of that stuff will eventually be useful. But once again, we have no guarantee that that happens except this message from their official Twitter page. The rumors you've heard are partially true only. The dates are not correct, okay? So you guys think whatever you might want to think, but based on what I've seen right there, that means that yes, those events are happening. It's just that the dates are incorrect. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.